What up? So the roadmap, or the feature board as they're calling it, has been released by the Grounded development team. And in it, you can check it out for yourself. I got the link down in the description, and it basically outlines the future content they have planned for Grounded, basically, I think, over the next year. So you can feel free to go check it out for yourself. It's pretty interesting to take a peek at. Or you can stick around here and watch the rest of the video, where I'll be analyzing it tiny pirate style, while also including what I think they should be adding to the game.
I'm not just small, I'm tiny. This is freaking awesome!
Tiny Pirate Gaming.
And here it is, the feature board title logo on the website that you can see at the top of the screen. It's up there. I just wanted to let you know that it's the feature board. It is not a roadmap. I also want to preface the beginning of this video by mentioning it's probably going to be one of the longer edited videos. When I upload the Let's Play Grounded with a real-life shrunken survivalist videos, those are going to be probably longer because it's basically taped, live to tape of me playing the game. Eventually, I'm hopefully going to start live streaming, but I need some equipment before I am able to do that. So you all have that to look forward to if you're a fan of the channel. And hopefully, once I do start live streaming, we can interact with each other. It'll be fun. It's your opportunity to, if you like Tiny Pirate, you can come hang out with me and maybe even play in my Grounded world. Or maybe you can invite me and I can come check yours out. That would be super cool. Don't you guys think that would be cool? So like, subscribe, and you never know, Tiny Pirate might show up and help you build a castle in your world. How's that sound? I think it sounds awesome. But anyway, the first part of the feature board is just a list of the stuff they literally just released with the August update. So nothing too special there. You've already seen it. If you really want to look at it, go check it out for yourself. I'm not going to cover it much anymore. I already put out a video on that. If you want to go watch that video, please do. And if you do watch it, give me a like. All right, now we get into this good stuff. We're starting to get into the real fun stuff that's not out yet, but it's going to come out in the next few months, according to their not roadmap, their feature board. And the first thing there is Ziplines. Ziplines will be very fun at tiny size. And it will allow us to better traverse the, backyard. I don't know about you guys, but running 600 centimeters, and that's not even hardly any part of the map, but that's my usual daily miniature commute to the berry bushes from my base, because I am in the current stage of trying to stockpile a lot of berry leather, and I have to run over quite often to the berry bushes, and that is about a 600 centimeter journey, which, sounds like nothing, but when you're maybe a centimeter tall, that's, like a quarter's day journey. And then you spend the next half of the day gathering as many berries as you can, and then you got to run back before the sun sets to the safety of your base before the wolf spiders wake up. All right, then it says koi pond environment. Everyone's already seen the koi pond environment. The data miners have already shown us all of that stuff. In fact, there's data miners out there that are showing you zip lines and stuff now too. So I'm sure they'll be showing us all this stuff soon. I am not a data miner. I do not know how to do that. But I will say good searching. I'm sure their videos will be recommended after my video is over. So check them out. Equipped items don't use backpack space. Thank you. Thank you. What more can I say? Everyone's wanted it. Everyone's been requesting it. It would be a huge quality of life improvement to have the extra storage space in my backpack when I am out adventuring. It's bad enough that we're, smaller than a ladybug, barely bigger than a worker ant. Can we at least carry a little bit more in our backpack? Thank you. I truly appreciate it. And then the hedge environment. Now, What this means is for all you base builder people that I see on Twitter freaking out when your base gets destroyed by an update. Do not build there. Do not build in the hedge right now, okay? They are going to change the hedge in the future. They are going to maybe lift the terrain, maybe lower the terrain, maybe add more branches. Who knows? But if you build your base there, there's a chance that after they do update the hedge, you might come back and there's a tree trunk right in the middle of your base, which I think would be cool because, you know, you're small and you built your little grass base there, but there was a blueberry tree about to sprout up right where you built that. And, well, you're small now, so you don't have much control over that unless you're going to find a way to build a miniature chainsaw and try to saw through that, I don't know, 8 centimeter, probably more than that, probably like 15 centimeter thick blueberry trunk. Seriously, what's, I don't know. I don't know what the equivalent is if you try to relate that to what a normal-sized tree trunk would be, but I'm sure you'd need like a bunch of heavy logging equipment if you're going to attempt to do something like that. And then you'd have to shrink it. You'd have to get heavy logging equipment and then shrink it, but I guess if you had it at normal size, you could then just cut it down at normal size without the need for all the heavy machinery. It's getting too complicated. But just know, base builders, do not get upset when your bases get destroyed. Okay, when the upgrade winds pass through the backyard and it's a ferocious wind and you've built a giant grass tower, well, it might get blown over, okay? That's part of being small. You know, when the lawn care professionals show up to do some lawn maintenance and they see a little clump of grass on the ground, well, they just might step on it or sweep it away. So come to realize this. You're miniaturized now. You don't have such luxuries of a stable home or a safe living environment. There's bus-sized spiders out there. You know, holy crap buttered crumpets, Ant-Man. Is that a bus-sized spider? No, my friend. It's a normal spider, normally harmless. You wouldn't even pay it a second glance. But now you're small, so it's giant. And the wind is more powerful, and the rain is treacherous, and there's more bugs than spiders out here, and you gotta look out. Everything's crazy. In like true Minecraft fashion, they're saying there will be password protected games, and I say to that, you know, that's to keep out the tiny scallywags who be griefing you. You know, I've seen them. I played games. I've been griefed before. It's no fun, and I imagine in this game somebody could just pop in your lobby and start ripping down that wonderful grass tower you built, and they're not even doing an update. They're literally just ripping it down. By the way, one of my friends says that since I'm, you know, the tiny pirate, he says that's what I should do. I should go around griefing people. But I'm not going to do that because I'm the good tiny pirate, okay? I don't need to steal from you. I steal from the bugs. I need you to join my crew because we got to figure out a way to get into that house. Could you imagine all the good food that's in there? Oh, it would be so comfortable too. No more grass houses for us. We could find like cotton balls and stuff. We got to get in that house. Where's my tiny crew? Friend invites. Who wants to be my tiny friend? We can figure out how to get in that house together. New hostile creature, Mosquito. So true story, back when I was normal sized, mosquitoes would bite the crap biscuits out of me, like all the time. Fortunately, since shrinking myself, I have not run into any mosquitoes. I have seen them. I have had close calls, but I have not had to engage in physical confrontation with any mosquitoes yet. And hopefully I won't have to because they're like needle things. Proboscises, I believe they are called. Their proboscises are like spears now. They look really scary from this perspective. Anyway, they are going to be added to the game, and I imagine that they are also going to be a pain in the game because, like I said, their proboscises are like spears, and they're going to be flying around hunting us down because they're hostile and they want to drink our blood. They're like vampires. Localizations. For those of you who are unaware, localizations is a reference to when they port a game into a different language so that people in other countries can experience the wonder. And here's the localizations that they're working on right now. First, Vive the French they will get the game. And for the Germans, yes, they will get it too. Requiescat in pace. For Italy, yes, Italy will get it. And y para español, muchos gracias. Yes, I only know Spanish. I'm sorry to the French. I'm sorry to the Germans. But I'm not sorry to the Italians because Ezio Auditore de Firenze is too awesome. So I have nothing to apologize for when I use Requiescat in pace because that's awesome. He made that line awesome. It's not as awesome when I say it, but it's still an awesome line. So Italy, be proud of that. And the new neutral creature, the bee. And it's not going to hunt us down with its sword-sized, spear-sized, giant-sized stinger. Unless you mess with it, of course. Just like in the real world, if you mess with the bees, they're going to sting you. So don't mess with them. But who are we kidding? We're totally going to mess with them. Totally guaranteed it. Was the first day the bees come out, we all get killed by bees like 20 times. Maybe more. Oh, new items, water-themed equipment, as revealed by the data miners. If you haven't seen the footage yet, then how did you stumble across my channel? No, seriously, I want to know. Tell me in the comments. You'd be doing me a huge favor. What brought you to Tiny Pirate Gaming? Additional quality of life improvements, very vague. Might I suggest eating cooked food directly off of the Sprig grill, rather than having to go into my inventory every time. I mean, it's right there. Do I really have to put it in my backpack before I can eat it? Signs, stickers, and base decorations. Again, a suggestion. I think you should make these stickers and base decorations based off of the sticker packs that kids play with from the dollar store. And you could make it so that they show up every once in a while. Maybe the wind blew one into the yard, or maybe one of the kids in the next door neighbor's yard threw it over the fence. And now us players have a cool new collectible to go explore and try to find. Just a thought. Tweet this at Obsidian if you think my thoughts are cool, and maybe they'll watch my video and maybe they'll listen to my thoughts. And then they can put cool stuff in the game for us. Hooray. Inventory management improvements. Question: can we have pockets on our backpack, sort of Pokemon style? One for bug parts, one for food, one for weapons and tools, something like that. I think that would be cool. And then there's additional crafting stations, like perhaps maybe a dye crafting station where we could customize our characters a little, because people will want to make their in-game avatars as much their own as they do their bases. So, just a suggestion, allow us to recolor our clothing, our armors, our tools, and maybe even our character's hair. That would be fun. Additional Burgle quest types. Without more story content, I really have no comment on this one. And storage management improvements. How about crafting management improvements? Like when I want to make a bunch of woven fiber, or I want to make a bunch of berry leather, or I want to make a bunch of insect rubber, I don't want to have to keep tapping that button over and over and over and over again, especially when I got 60 plus plant fiber in my inventory and I want to turn it all into woven fiber. There should be a way for me to press one button that lets me convert all of it into woven fiber. Just a thought, maybe instead of storage management, because quite personally, I think the storage system is great as far as building the storage crates and using the buckets. I see no issue with that. It's very clean, it's very nice, and you can organize it how you see fit, which, I like. You choose what you want to put in which barrel. Now, it would be cool if you could, again, change the color on some of the buckets or some of the chests, maybe with the dye crafting station I mentioned earlier. Just ideas. You guys make the games. I don't know how complicated that would be, but I hope it's not too complicated, because I would really like to see it. All right, so now we're into like the way off future stuff. I imagine this is 6 months plus away. And what we got here is a new creature, a firefly. Can I ride it? We also have another new creature, a roly-poly. Can I ride it? And the story Act 1 is apparently going to be complete, and I am really excited to see what kind of story gets told. Suggestion, as I mentioned before, make it sort of Fallout-y. Give us a choose-your-own sort of adventure where, depending on our choices, dictate what sort of ending we get. I think that would be really cool. And, I've come to expect great storytelling from Obsidian Entertainment. So I'm hoping they don't let me down, because I literally shrunk myself to feature their game. So then there's graphics option improvements. That's probably more for the PC gamers than it is for the Xbox gamers, like I happen to be. And then they say full completable story. Now, I find it weird that that's literally like you just said Act 1's going to be done, then you're going to do a graphics option improvement, and then the full story is going to be done. That so soon after Act 1? And I don't know. It's the story. If the story is almost as short as me, I will be a very sad shrunken survivalist. But then next there's insect pets, phase 1, aphids. Yay! Everyone wants the insect pets, and it looks like they're going to try to make it so we can have the aphid as the first insect pet. Now, I'm wondering, with the aphid pets or the other insect pets, if they're added, can we have like insect farms? For example, could I harvest some of my aphid pets if I am feeling a bit hungry and want one of those delicious aphid roasts? All right, and then we got ant pheromone control. So it's like what we get to control ants like Ant-Man. That would be amazing. And we get a new creature, the Ant Queen. And I'm going to go ahead and make the call so you guys get ready to pick up that phone, because you're going to get the ant pheromone control materials from the Ant Queen. Almost guarantee that. The sandbox environment, they're going to go ahead and do something over there finally. Base builders, don't build in the sandbox. I mean, the under construction signs around it should warn you enough, but I just want to make sure you guys don't flip out on Twitter when they do the upgrade to the sandbox or to the haze. And I know a lot of people are like, but the haze is already like done. Apparently not. They're going to do more to the haze, so don't build your base there. Okay? Just watch where you build your base. Think smart. Then we got more localization, additional languages. That's right. We'll shrink the whole world. All right, then it says higher tier armor, tools, weapons, and new perks. I'm going to go ahead and make that phone call too. So get ready to pick up the phone. Additional ant hills. So I've been meaning to mention this in a video because I've been around ants and I'm really shrunk. True life shrunken survivalist here. And I've learned that they usually don't build just one anthill. They usually build like 9. And they do it over like a 60 square centimeter region. And the hills all connect through underground tunnels. And fighting soldier ants in, IRL is not as easy as it is in the game. But they do get some things right. The soldier ants do definitely attempt to surround you. My ass still stings from when I ran into them the other day. And then it says insect pet enhancements. Can I ride it? Then it says bird improvements, additional interactions. As I've mentioned before, big backyard events that are localized on different days in different regions. Like every 3 days, the crow hunts grubs under the oak tree. And if it sees you, it'll eat you too. Because you're only a centimeter tall, so you can't really stop it and you can't really fight it. So good luck with that. And then maybe like every 5 days it bathes in the bird bath. So if you're over by the hedge, better look out. The crow's hungry. Or every 7 days, a gardener comes into the backyard to pick blueberries or mow the lawn or spray bug spray. And that's like a multi-level threat in different areas of the backyard. Someday he's over by the hedge, and if you're walking around over there, he's walking around too, and he might squish you. And then if you're in the middle of the yard and it's a lawn mowing day, Well, he's going over the grassy area, so you better get on top of the picnic table. And if he's spraying the bug spray in a certain region, maybe it's not the haze, maybe he's in a different area spraying bug spray. Well, that area for a day or two of in-game day or two becomes like the haze. It's got this bug spray odor in it for a period of time. I don't know, just ideas for how to improve the shrunken survivalist immersion of your game. I do this to help you, Obsidian. It's all for you, Grounded Development Team. And the fans of the game. I do it for them. So now we're into the Grounded feature board for the future. This is like way in the future, maybe like a year away, maybe longer than a year away. But these is the stuff that they're thinking about. There's no guarantee it's ever even going to be in the game. But one of the things they mentioned is additional backyard environments. Now, they don't list any additional backyard environments, but we can see some stuff, even if we're small. Like, there's a shed back there. Maybe we can go inside the shed. There is an area in the backyard that has no grass in it. Maybe that's a garden, and they're going to put some sort of, like, tomato plants or something back there. Or they could put a log pile, like, where there's a stack of logs, and maybe we crawl around on that and climb up it and maybe build base on it. Just some thoughts. All right, this one's going to be a doozy of a list right here. I'm going to try to ramble it off as quickly as I can, as if I were an auctioneer. And that's because the next thing listed is additional creatures and insects. Well, I'm small, for realsies, and I've spent some time in the backyard, and there are quite a number of critters that do exist that could be added to the game depending on how much work the developers can put into it. And I imagine they'll put as much work into it as the fans are giving them support to do that. So here's the list: slugs, snails, rhino beetles, squirrels, rats, crickets, moths, butterflies, flies, earthworms, water beetles, scorpions, hornets, wasps, box turtles, frogs, toads, cicada killer wasps. If you don't know what those are, look them up. Chipmunks, mice, snakes, and geckos. That's what's in my backyard anyway. And it can be terrifying at times. Oh, and bats. But bats aren't really like a threat to me. They're more like a threat to like the flying insects at night. So they're more like a help to me. I see the mosquitoes buzzing up under the moon. I mean, the lamplight. It's sometimes I think it's the moon, but then I realize it's actually just an outdoor lamp. And then I look up and I see the moon's in another spot. But again, that's your shrunken perspective. It screws with your mind. Anyway, additional crafting materials. That's next. And what I have to say about that is junk from all the stuff I just mentioned like a minute ago. Here's some ideas, though, because I'm just full of ideas for you guys. Bird eggs, slug juice, snail shell, beetle horn, squirrel fuzz, rat tail. You can make like a whip or a grappling hook out of that. Cricket harness to ride it, maybe. Carapace scale, that would be from the turtle shell. I'm not sure you would actually be able to fight the turtle, but you could hit the turtle shell with the hammer maybe and knock off a piece of the carapace. The turtle, a box turtle will devour you in one bite if you're 1 centimeter tall. So no fighting that. That is like the crow. It is not an enemy you can fight, but maybe you can get parts of its shell, just like we can get parts of the bird's feathers. Frog tongue. Now, I don't think you'd be able to beat a frog at 1 centimeter tall either. Maybe if it was a small frog. But the frog tongue could be used to make, again, a whip or a grappling hook. And I believe a grappling hook or a whip for swinging or for pulling yourself up to higher places would be awesome in this game. Anyway, wasp hornet stingers, chipmunk tooth fragment, reptile scales from the snakes and the geckos. You're welcome, Obsidian. Subscribe for future content. I might even draw you all some free concept art. If you would like to see me make some fan concept art for what I think Obsidian should add to the game, let me know on Twitter at TinyPirateGamer, and I'll see what I can do. And next, it says weather. Yes, rain that floods certain regions, wind that can blow over grass towers, hail or sleet that can squish a shrunken survivalist. It would be awesome. And I would also recommend seasons. Now, I'm going to go over something here, and I'm not sure where this rumor comes from. It might actually come from interviews that some of the Grounded developers have done on some of the YouTube gaming channels. I haven't had a chance to catch them all, and there's always stuff being uploaded all over the internet, and it's impossible to catch everything. So maybe this is actually coming from them, but I am hearing rumors that the story of this game is supposed to take place within the time frame of 3 days. If that is true, why is base building a thing? Why are you announcing continuing content being added after the story mode is complete? Or are you giving away the ending that they're never going to be normal sized again? And it's set up for you to continue playing as a shrunken survivalist in the backyard for then more story content added later, or just fun new base building, fun co-op things you can do with your friends as sort of a post-game shrunken survival world. I don't know, but I do think that you guys at Obsidian and the Grounded fan community is aware that there is another shrunken survival game coming out. And based off my research, it's actually been in development since long before Grounded. It's actually been passed around between a bunch of different development studios and game studios, so I imagine a lot of people within the industry had a chance to see it, so the idea's probably been sped around, henceforth we got Grounded. But this other game is going to be a direct competition, and it's in early access as well. I can't play it though because I do not have a gaming PC, and I do not believe it is available on Xbox. So I will continue to focus primarily on Grounded, but there is another game called Smallness, and I will be covering the trailer of it in another video, but I'm sure that the Grounded development team is aware of this game and it knows the features that they are boasting will be available in their game. Features such as riding animals, not just insects either. There's going to be birds, there's going to be squirrels, there's going to be rats. I've seen footage. You can see footage too. Literally type in Smalllands trailer. It was shown at a gaming conference, I want to say a year ago, and it has a convoluted history, and you can look into it, and I will explain it in another video. But they are boasting seasons and weather as being part of their game. So if your story is only going to take place over 3 days, it looks like their story is ongoing and can last for years, which sort of sounds more intriguing than a 3-day, oh, we're shrunk, now we're big, game over sort of situation. Although I do want you guys to explain how I reverse the shrinking process, because I would like to grow back to normal size in the real world at some point, and considering that the way I did this was find stuff on the dark web that I thought was just joke stuff about your game, and it wasn't, I'm hoping that there will be joke stuff on the dark web about the ending of your game and how to grow back to normal, and it won't be joke stuff when I try it. It will be real. So yeah, that's it. That's what I wanted to talk about in the weather here, and that is a big deal for me because I'm small. So anyway, let's move on. All right, the next one says backyard changing events. Now, what does this mean? What could this mean? Could this mean like a hole in the fence so you can go to the neighbor's yard, or something from the neighbor's yard? The neighbor's yard. Yeah, something from the neighbor's yard comes over into your yard. What you gonna do then? Or maybe a tree falls down. Will we hear it? If a tree falls down in a grass forest and no one's around, does shrunken people still hear it? Anyway, I like this idea of backyard changing events. I would love the environment to change frequently as a result of normal sized activity, or as a result of, like I just mentioned, seasons. It would be great to sign on and get ready to play the game around Christmas time, and You don't announce anything. You guys don't even tell us anything. Don't even tell us anything. And suddenly, it's like, there's snow. What? You sign on, and now it's not fall anymore. It's not September anymore in the game. It's now winter. And then when we sign on in March or April, you know, we've gotten so used to the snow now. We've built little snow igloos in the snow, and we've gotten used to the new animals that come out in the winter time, and some of the animals that attacked us in the fall time, well, they weren't there anymore. But now it's the springtime, and stuff's about to get real crazy now because they're adding the owl, you know, or something like that. I'm just giving you guys great ideas. I hope you take them. If you're watching this video and you're not from Obsidian, but you think these are great ideas, let me know in the comments, or like my video, or tweet my video at the game, or let them know on another social media platform. Say, hey, here's this YouTuber. His name's Tiny Pirate. He really shrunk himself, and he has great ideas for you guys. Okay? Because they'll never know unless you guys tell them, or unless they somehow find it from me. And I'm going to tweet it at them. So I need you all to tweet it at them, because they might not just listen to little old Tiny Pirate, you know? They're like, why should we care what this 1 centimeter tall loser has to say with his YouTube channel? But if all of us little 1 centimeter tall losers say it at the same time, then they'll hear our little squeaky shrunken voices, and they'll have to do something, hopefully. All right, the next one says additional crafting materials. I don't know, snake scale armor, hornet stinger saber, butterfly harness, so we can ride it. That would be cool. Base blueprints powered buildings. This would mean some sort of generator technology, very similar to what you see in a lot of other survival-themed base building games, I'm sure, where we would now, instead of having to use the torches to put lights on our bases, we could now just put electrical lights up. One thing I do hope, and this is a problem I always have in almost every base building game that incorporates electricity, and that is the wiring. Please do not make us have a bunch of wiring hanging all over the place. If that is going to be the case, that we're going to have a bunch of stupid wires clipping through walls and all over the frickin' place, well, I'm just going to let you all know now, I'm not going to build the powered buildings. I'm going to stick with the little torches, because it is more aesthetically pleasing to my eye than to walk through my village or my town or my building and see all these wires hanging all over the place. Like, before I created this channel, I'm just going to be full disclosure here. Before I created Tiny Pirate Gaming, the channel was initially going to be called Pirate King Gaming, and I wasn't going to shrink myself. I was going to stay normal size, and I was just going to do game reviews, and I was going to cover, you know, all sorts of games, do variety games, and cover old classics and stuff like that. And the games that I was going to feature in tutorial videos were games like No Man's Sky, and so I had been playing for weeks before I knew about Grounded, No Man's Sky. And I had built all these cool bases, and I had done all these tutorials, and I was ready to show people how to be the best outer space survivalist ever. And I was disgusted because they had this wiring mechanic to power your supplies. And you do it, and there's now all these freaking wires all over the place. Now, granted, you could buy a thing that would make the wires disappear, but why even have it that way? Let us put the wires inside of the walls like they are in the real world. Now, I get it, you have plugs and outlets, but most wiring in a structure is concealed within the walls. I'm not sure how it is at like gaming development studios. I mean, I get it, you guys probably have a lot of computers out, and there's wiring between the monitors and the computers, but you plug those into outlets on the wall, right? And I'm pretty sure you guys don't see the wires behind the wall, you know, cutting through the wall to a light fixture on the ceiling in a diagonal straight line that seems like if you tried to walk under it, it would trip you up and clothesline you. So if you are Obsidian, thinking of adding powered buildings in the distant future to this game, please have power supply stations that create an area of effect that spreads the power out, not the necessity of building freaking wires all over the backyard. Especially if you're already going to have us building zip lines for months in advance. We're already going to have ziplining all over the freaking backyard. We don't need a bunch of electrical wires going around too. Thank you. That's it. I just had to rant on that for a second because it drives me nuts in video games when they want to put in these powered things and they're like, let's be ultra immersive for this electrical stuff and make them put the wires in. But let's not be ultra immersive and not make them conceal the wires. We'll just have the wires hanging all over the freaking place. And that is one of my pet peeves with Fallout 4 and its building mechanic, and similarly Fallout 76 and its building mechanic. So here was just a little rant. I shouldn't have done this rant because this video is already long enough, but I had to get out there. If you agree with my rant and you're tired of base building games having wires hanging all over the place that totally ruins the aesthetic of whatever you were trying to create, let me know in the comments. So the next thing they list is more control over the world options. And what I imagine this is being able to turn off weather once it's added, being able to turn off, certain enemies on the map, being able to set up your world so that it can be extra, whatever you want to do. If you're just in the game to build bases, then you can set off all the hazards or something like that. The next thing is base blueprint defenses. What is this, like turret-based defenses? Like you put turrets up, they can hold the bugs back. Are bugs going to attack our base? Is it going to be designed so that if you have a large stockpile of a specific item in your base, and maybe it is an item that a certain bug likes to eat, will that bug then be inclined to attempt to break into your base to steal whatever it is in those crates that you've been stockpiling? And that's the reason you need real base defenses? Or is there going to be a shrunken faction of enemies, other humans who are miniaturized, who are, Ominent Practical Technologies hit squad there to exterminate all evidence of shrinking technology because they don't want to get caught by the government or something? I don't know. That seems like the two reasons you would really need base defenses other than what we have. Because right now, the only time I ever have trouble at my base is if I specifically bring trouble back to my base. I've never had an insect just run up on my base and try to break it down. I did have a ladybug one time rip some stuff up because it was trying to catch an aphid, but I've never had like spiders attack or stink bugs invade or anything like that. So why do I need the defenses? Show me. I want to know. Obsidian, thank you. Or fans, grounded fans. Can you think of reasons why we would need the defenses? Let me know in the comments. Again, let me know all sorts of stuff in the comments. I will check all the comments and I will read the comments because I'm a new YouTuber and I don't have like a big fan base. So I'm not dealing with hundreds of thousands of comments in a week. If it ever reaches that point, I don't know if I can read everybody's. But right now, I'm a little guy and I can read them. And if you hop on this tiny pirate ship soon, you could be riding this thing all the way to the big times if we reach there. Hope we do. The only way I can do it is with your help. And so I'm small now, so this is like the only job I can do. So I really am hoping for your help. Thank you. Thank you. Next, we're going to discuss what they talk about, which is higher tier structures, base blueprints. Again, a lot of this way future stuff is base building themed, it seems. Higher tier structures. I don't really know what that means. I guess stone-based structures maybe, so that the rain doesn't wash your grass house away. I don't know. Base blueprint decorations. They added that in there again. They talked about it earlier with the stickers. They added it in again here. I guess it's just more decorations. And I'm like, yes, customization. It's great. More. We want it. Customize me now. Okay? And finally, a mention of maybe, possibly, don't hold your breath, a dedicated server. Now, I'm not a tech guy. So I don't know how that would impact a game where you only have a 4-player lobby anyway. A dedicated server seems like it's something more appropriate for like a larger lobby game or a game that uses a lot of matchmaking to set its lobbies. I have a feeling most lobbies in Grounded are going to be comprised of friends doing things together. You won't have a lot of randies in a lobby, although I'm sure there will be times when you're randies. I'm hoping to be a randy in a lobby. For those of you who don't know what a randy is, in the gamosphere, in the gamesphere, people will call people who are in a gaming lobby with them that they do not know randoms. Me and my group of friends call them randies. Sometimes we call them Marsh because of Randy Marsh from South Park. But that's just what me and my group of gamer friends like to use. Those are our terminologies. So if you're ever referencing randies, I'm talking about you all. Unless I know you, you're a randy to me. And unless you know me, well, I guess you do know me now, the Tiny Pirate, but you don't know me on a personal level. So if you ever saw me in your lobby, I would just be a randy. So that's the terminology. That's where randy comes from. I'm saying that because I have told this channel about people who are not gamers. And if you are not a gamer, you might not understand some of the terminology that I use. So you are learning things, and it may help you connect to people you know who might be gamers. It may allow you to understand some of their conversations that you may have trouble understanding. You're welcome. Whew, that was a lot to go over. I look forward to covering it all again as it is released. But if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button before you go. And if you want to see more future Grounded related content, then you can subscribe to my channel and join my tiny crew by ringing that little bell, so you can always be notified whenever I upload a new video here on Tiny Pirate Gaming. You can also follow me on Twitter at Tiny Pirate Gamer, where I upload some of my artwork and share fun stories and photos about my life as the world's first, and as far as I know, only miniaturized gamer. Thanks for watching, and until next time.
Arg, matey, watch your step. There be a tiny pirate here.